And so we are live. Let me just straighten out these headphones a little bit. I got a big head, and I know I have a big
I'm not
head.
talking about nobody's head.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. I'm growing my hair. I got a big head. We're good. Good evening, ladies. Thank you for joining me tonight. It is 8:02, so we have just a little bit of time to chat amongst ourselves. Make sure you hydrate. Make sure you have something to hydrate. I like by water, coconut. Tamiko, I love the haircut.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
It's
Always
nice.
it out, it's like going through the changes in life where your hair is important because it's a part of who you are as a person and it's supposed to represent where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Like in your mindset and your energy. So
Hmm.
hair is something always in that.
Okay, that should help us tremendously. Just trying to get this screen right. All right. And so, our topic tonight, as you are aware, is when somebody pulls you up, don't pull them down. So, we're going to talk a little bit about that because that has a lot to do with loyalty and how you treat other people. We have 2 minutes. We come on a little early to check the light. Uh, Natalia, I need a little bit more light on you. Is that possible? In front of
Uh,
you or
let's
near you?
see. Let's see what I can do. I'm still hearing this like choppy sound. I don't know what that's about.
It might be my mic. I'm going to try to fix that by maintaining the cord. Is that better?
Jesus. Yeah, I mean I can hear you. It goes in and out with the choppiness.
It's probably my mic and some type of short. The mic I should be using is actually right here, but I have to get it set up. I've purchased a mic for the show, and this is it.
Nice, nice.
Yes, a real mic
Right,
and
right.
not just a headset. I have that. I have the lighting. I have the green screens. I have all the little things I need to do this and do it right. And so, all right, ladies, we are at 8:05 exactly. Welcome to Coaching You For You. This is Annette. I am your host, and tonight I am joined by Tamiko and Italia. And before we get started, I'd like to ask you to hit that share button, hit the like button, and come on in, get in where you fit in. We've got something to tell you tonight. Our topic this evening is when somebody pulls you up, don't pull them down. That's biggie. That we're going to talk a little bit about loyalty. We're going to talk about what that means to us. We're going to talk about some experiences that we've had. And so, Tamiko, I'm going to start with you. Please introduce yourself.
Well, first and foremost, thank you very much for having me on your show. I'm
Absolutely.
Miko Webster, and I am the owner of My Mindful Discourse podcast. And it's just very exciting to be here tonight. I love your topic. It's very relevant to today. I've been podcasting for almost a year, so it's always great to partner with someone and be able to get some good information out to people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. One of the things we want to do here is showcase podcasters. I'm going to be working on Italia to try to get her in the field because she is such a great co host and does a phenomenal job and is doing some phenomenal things that folks could benefit from. And so, when you talk about your podcast, tell us a little bit about it and how people can reach you in it.
So, my podcast basically focuses on mindfulness.
Okay.
Mindfulness has a lot to do with just being in the moment, being conscious of your actions, being aware and understanding that for every action, there is a reaction.
Absolutely.
For everything you do, there is a consequence. And that doesn't necessarily mean a negative consequence, but just a consequence. We want to be in a position where we're speaking life to ourselves first and foremost by making positive affirmations on a daily basis. But then we also
Right.
want to speak life into, the people that we're around, the people that we come in contact with, not necessarily just the people that are in our household, but just people in general. You speak life into situations by going out and just having the energy that's a light. So that's really kind of what my podcast is about. I'm always looking to figure out, how people can move through life with ease, with good feeling, good energy, knowing that they've given their best and put their best foot forward. Right?
And yeah, that matters. That
Everything,
matters a whole lot.
everything matters.
And I
So
want to thank you for sharing that.
yeah, so that's what I'm doing. Thank you so much.
Okay, we're going to spotlight you again here at Coaching You For You. We are a small consulting firm, and we consult for individuals and their absolute success in business, in life, at work, on the playground, wherever you are. We want to see folks be successful, and that's what Coaching You For You works to do. So
Yeah.
thank you. We're
Thank
going
you.
to have you back again to talk a little bit about that. Again, we're going to have you back again, and we're going to want you to podcast through Coaching You For You. You can reach our audience of over 6,000 people because we boost out. And so thanks for being here this evening. It means a lot.
Thank you.
Italia, with your bad self. Say it loud.
Yes. Well, I'm super excited to be here tonight. I always love your show, so anytime that I can come on, I'm always willing to do so. So thanks for having me. I kind of just started like a little podcast, but I'm still working on it. I don't even know if I can call it a podcast yet.
You can.
But it's in the making, called Politics and Tea. And the goal of that is to just kind of like bring history and current politics together to show um, how the past is still much relevant to today. So we're still ironing a lot of things out, trying to get me up and running completely. But I have joined this world of podcasting, I guess.
So happy to hear that. And for both of you, I'll do whatever I can to share with you what I have, what I've done, what's worked for me, and what doesn't apply, let it fly. But I am anxious to see women, especially women of color, get involved in this and start giving them the business. Put the real business in the streets. Our success is a huge part of our community, but rarely do we have a chance to hear it because we are not the media that controls the mass. The media
Right.
that controls the mass. And so we're working on that, and we're working to get in here, and we're working to share about the things that matter most to us and to our communities. And so tonight, we're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to give you guys a chance to hydrate because that's so important. And share a little bit. I'm also going to be sharing with you guys as well about where to go to get your music for free, no copyright, and no royalties. I learned the hard way, but I think it's important, that we share this information so that you understand how it works. And this is a little bit about what we play here at Coaching You For You. So just take a minute, breathe, and get ready to give them some business tonight. This is free. It is non-copyright, and there are no royalties attached to this. And as we're moving forward and growing in this field, one of the things we want to do is share information with each other because there's enough room for everybody out here in podcasting. And we all bring a different flavor and a little different taste to it. You guys know I like to sing, but I just wanted you to hear some of the music that works for coaching you for you. All right. Let's get started, ladies. Our topic this evening is when people pull you up, don't pull them down. And so, Natalia, I'm going to start with you. What does that mean to you?
Um, Really, what comes to my mind is just being grateful. I think when we live in the space of gratefulness, we won't be so in a rush to hurt the ones that helped us or be so vindictive in our actions, even if we don't make them apparent. But that's pretty much what it means to me. For the people that help you, you want to make sure that you remain in a gracious space because most times people that extend a hand, they don't have to. But I realize that none of us get to where we need to be without help. But I think when we get outside the realm of graciousness is where issues can occur.
Okay. Tamika.
So I think that when someone pulls you up, don't pull them down. I always like to think about the concept of favor, and someone that's pulling you up is showing you favor. And the best way to value and to show your appreciation of that favor is to extend it to others. Being in a place where you're humble and
Mhm.
gracious. In the world we live in today, there are so many things going on. For anyone that's taking the time to pull you up, they're taking time away from things they could be doing for themselves. So having humility and understanding favor are the concepts that come to mind when I think about that statement.
And you're right. I think so often people take so much for granted and they don't recognize the pull up when they see it. Or usually what happens is a misunderstanding that the pull up is not enough. And tonight, I want our audience to know that any pull up is a pull up, and we have to be appreciative of that. And we have to recognize and respect it for what it is. Do either of you have an experience that you can share with us tonight about being in a situation where you pulled up and they pulled down? How did you handle that?
Hmm.
I think family comes to mind. I'm not going to name names, of course, but I think where we kind of can really feel that concept is with family because titles can tend to like make people feel obligated because they're related to you in a certain way, or people just when it's family, they just feel like you should do things for them, no matter what, no matter what. But recently, there was this article that came out. It was about the young rapper. I can't even think of her name, but she's a young rapper. I don't know why she's not coming to my mind right now.
That's
And the
okay. She'll
article
come
was
back.
about her sister being upset with her because she wasn't providing for her niece and nephew as the
Mm,
sister thought she should. And so that
right.
kind of just it just kind of put me in the mind of people can help you, but they're not entitled to like continue to help you. You have to like want to help yourself in a lot of ways. And sometimes I think that you can turn people off by not being gracious or grateful for the things that they did for you,
Mm,
or constantly just using them as a crutch and not um, really trying to help yourself. So I like to say help me help you, and I
I
think
like that.
it goes far. um, but yeah, I don't want to go into too much detail, but I think that family is where a lot of people experience this right here.
Mhm.
um, and in that article that I just saw last night or the night before about the sister thinking that the one who she's like into entertainment and stuff now, I guess she has the money or the means to help her more. She feels like she should do more for children that aren't even hers. And I think we should just, recognize that. Like those are not her kids. She's not obligated but she helps because that's her sister or whatever. I don't know these people, but I'm assuming that she helps because of the relationship of her being her sister, and then it becomes an obligation, and then it becomes an expectation, and then it's just we getting out of that realm of gratefulness. So
Right.
Yeah. I think the sense of entitlement with family and friends has to absolutely be the greatest sense of entitlement. Of course, there are entitlements in other areas that impact all of us, but family and friends, I think, first have the greatest sense of entitlement to the pull up.
mhm.
Tamiko.
So, it's one of those things where when I started out life, I was raised by a village, and growing into an adult, I've always felt a sense of commitment to giving back to my village. And my
Okay.
not just my family, it could be my friends. And I've learned over time through my own personal experiences that it's also important to know when to say no. It's also important to know when to say enough. You know, People will drain you because they are always on the receiving end. And sometimes I don't even think it's always intentional. If you're in a position where you lend yourself to be the person doing the pulling up all the time, then I think
Yeah.
sometimes you create a habit in other people where they think that okay. So sometimes for me, it's a matter of saying no. And it's also, if I can help you, I will, but also try to make sure I'm teaching you or showing you how I'm helping you so that you're in the future able to help yourself. I was with someone on the train about a year and a half ago, an older lady, and she was so wise. And we're just talking, just kicking it. And I like being around older people because I feel like that's the real learning. And we were talking about just people taking advantage. And this is kind of the same thing. And we laughed about it, but we came up with the concept of bottom feeders. And bottom feeders
Mm.
are folks that will continuously drain you and your energy until you're able to say no more.
And I think it takes time to get to the no. It took me time to get to the no, where I would, where
Yeah.
I'm comfortable saying
Right.
no.
Especially when it's people that play on your heartstrings.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So speaking of heartstrings, I think one of the biggest disappointments I had in a pull up, as you guys know, I'm widowed. I've been widowed for many years. And I met a guy and I started dating him. And he, the sense of entitlement was incredible. The pull up was real. And the disrespect and lack of appreciation was even greater. So you're right, where the heartstrings are involved,
Yes.
sometimes we go a little bit further than we should or we normally would. But the reality of is this: a pull up can be something as simple as people pointing you in the right direction when you're lost on a road. It could be as simple as somebody seeing you suffering and knowing that you're suffering without saying it directly and reaching out to help you. It could be somebody giving you a job. It could be somebody doing you a small favor. It could be somebody, providing food, for you and your family when you couldn't or wouldn't ask for help but needed it. It could be anything. And the idea is in a pull up, you got to get back even if it's just with kindness.
Right.
You don't have to return the favor because most often they're not in a position to do it. But you do have to be kind and you do have to be respectful of people. And you do have to honor the fact that people brought you to the table to eat.
Right.
That's where we're lacking. That's where the misunderstanding is. Oh, you did something for me and you're going to talk about it? No, absolutely not. You should be talking about it because you
Really.
should be trying to pull up somebody else.
Right. So, and that one of the things that I always say to people, because there's no way that I am in life where I am today without a village and people helping me. And some of the help I've received is from people I've never known, you know, um,
Yeah,
never
yeah,
know, but I know someone somewhere stood in the way for me to make way and to get some things right. So I always say
Hmm.
my things. I always say, can you just, I don't want the money back, or I don't want the time back, or I'll help you with your resume. But I need you to do something for someone else in the same vein.
Yes.
I need you to be a blessing to someone else, even if it means something very minimal, like being in traffic and letting someone in. I know that's funny, right? But I mean, that's helping
I still
someone.
I'm
struggle with
working
that
on
one.
that.
I struggle with that one.
I'm working on it. I'm working on it. All
Yeah,
right, I'm ready.
yeah.
Come on, give
So
it to
that's
us, Tamika.
a couple of. I also, like, I have a sisterhood of friends, and I'm always encouraging people to live an intentional life and find an act of kindness. Like, you at the store, pay for somebody's coffee. Do something nice for someone. Everything that you put, I'm a firm believer, and I'm not a scientist, but I'm a firm believer that everything you put out in the atmosphere, you'll get back.
Yeah,
And that's a two-edged sword, right? So if you're
yeah,
putting out good energy and you're putting out good things, it's going to come back to you, or maybe it won't come back to you and you see it. Maybe it'll come back for your children or one
yeah.
of your loved ones. So that's just some thoughts on that and that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I think one of the most important things for us to understand and to appreciate is that nobody owes us anything.
Right.
That part.
Not family or friends or foe. Nobody owes us anything. And whenever we come across that person who is willing to, work with us and provide for us, that's a phenomenal thing. It doesn't happen for everybody all the time, everywhere.
Right.
And so we've got to get up on that. And so spreading joy brings joy.
Right.
I'm a witness.
It
Amen.
And
does.
so
It really
I
does.
responded to the misunderstanding and the bad treatment, from this guy by simply ignoring his bad behavior. Now, 9 times out of 10, when you ignore people, they think they got over. But sometimes you just got to see it for what it is
And get the
and keep
stepping.
moving.
And get the stepping.
And that's
There you
in
go.
every situation. You got to see it for what it is
Hmm.
and keep moving. You have to recognize what your role may have been in it when they pull down and keep moving. You know, we just have to know that we don't need to defend ourselves when people misbehave and try to pull us down.
Hmm.
When we've pulled them up, we just have to keep moving. And that's really how life works. Because if we get into the back and forth, what happens is we get into tit for tat. Nobody's worth my time or energy in that area. I don't care how much I love you.
Right.
If I find out, that you're misbehaving and you're pulling me down, when you dig one, you dig what?
Two. That's right.
Every time.
I call
And
those character building moments. Like, there have been some times when I know I've tried to help folks out, and it kind of felt like it backfired. Not that they didn't
yeah,
get what they needed, but it was just the lack of gratitude. So for
and the
me,
disrespect.
right, it doesn't change me and my intentions to um,
That's right.
be kind and help people, but it does show me. You know what I'm saying? That every outcome is not going to be favorable. And sometimes it's okay to shave the fat off your food, off your meat to get to the good part. You have to shave
Yeah,
people out of the picture. You know,
that's right.
Picasso.
So,
Yeah, you got to shade them out and you got to put them to the side because sometimes,
Yes.
when those type of situations happen, they'll turn around and dog you out. They'll start talking about you or whatever. It just doesn't
mhm.
end, and you sometimes feel like you have to defend yourself. And I think in those moments, I just you just like Annette said, I'll just be like, you know what, I'm done with it. I don't even know this person anymore. I have nothing else to say. I don't know the situation that they're talking about because I found like when you just keep talking about it or rehashing something, it keeps the life there. And I personally
It
always
gives
want to
it
move on.
legs.
I did what I
It does.
did, and whatever I do, yeah, I just do out of love. I don't do I don't if I have to move out of the space of love, or just simply wanting to help someone, then I don't need to
Mhm.
do it at all. I have no expectations. I don't lend money beyond. I can't say I haven't lent money, but very few
Mhm.
people can get more than like $50 from me, because I don't lend more than I know I'm gonna get pissed about. So
My
stuff
limit
like
is
that. So I put
25. My limit is
so I
25.
yeah, I understand, because I'm like, it's what it is, and I feel like it just keeps a happy medium, and people understand your boundaries. But even with all the help and all the love that you show, you're gonna piss somebody off, and they're gonna talk about you like Satan. So
And how do they bring your money back when they give it back to you?
With an attitude, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, here, take your stinking $20. Yeah. And so, let me tell you, I'm going to be 63 years old on the 19th of this month. And one of the
yeah,
things I've learned is you're right. When I do for you, I do. I had an obligation, because I believe in the message from Malcolm: pull them up,
Right.
pull them up. And no matter how bad they behave, and some of them have behaved horribly, I will pull them up again tomorrow and keep it moving.
Yeah. Because it's not about them. In my world,
That's
I
right.
money. I don't give out any more money than I can afford to not get back. That's
That's
number.
right.
And
hmm
number
Italia said
two,
it.
right, and number two, if a person's coming to me to ask for something, it's because they don't have it. So I'm not really expecting it. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? If they
Right.
had, they've never asked. You know, and I refuse to let a couple of bad experiences change my desire to be good to people along the way. You know,
Say it again. Say it again.
I refuse to let a few bad experiences change my desire to be good to people along the way.
That's
What
right.
is our purpose here if that isn't the intention?
Yeah. You sleep better. You eat better. Your blessings are bigger. Your
true.
love is greater.
So
You know what I
true.
mean?
Mhm.
I um
So true.
I'm so full of gratitude. And I want to get your landing statement here. The one thing you want to leave people with. But I'm so full of gratitude just because I could.
I like that.
Just because I could. I
Right.
don't need anything.
Right.
I don't want anything.
hmm
I'm a believer.
Amen.
I'm a believer, and I know that every stone they throw for us just helps build for us. When
Agree.
people mean to pull us down and hurt us, they actually help us. They help us grow. Because for every loss, for every stone, for every pull down, there's a lesson if you're willing to learn. My landing
That's so
statement
true.
tonight: there's a lesson in it all if you're willing to learn. Don't fight people, don't argue with people, don't go back and forth with people. And listen, for those of you who are gossip mongers and
hmm
rumor mongers, what you actually are is a hostage.
Yep.
You're a hostage. Anytime somebody gets to control your thought and tell you about other people, you are in effect, full effect, a hostage.
hmm
Hostages are costly.
Right.
They require too much. I'm not going to have too many hostages about anything or anything, nothing. And I'm going to live while I'm living. And for those of you who pull down, do your thing. I'm going to keep pulling up because the pull up is not just for me, it's
Right.
for you too. I have an obligation. If you don't believe me, listen to Malcolm. He left a message. Listen to MLK. He left a message. Listen to your grandmother who fed you when nobody else would. She
Right.
left a message.
Right.
Forgive, forget, and move on. When they pull you down, pull them up and move on. Sidestep the vampires. Give me something, Italia. What do you want to leave them with?
Um, so I say these two, I want to say two things because I say them all the time. It's better when we all win. That's just, it is what it is. And we either rise together or we fall together. Those are my
Yep.
Mhm.
two.
And we've been falling together because we refuse to ride together. And we refuse to ride together because everybody wants to be the leader. We've fallen by the wayside. We're not riding and dying together. We're dying
Right.
That's true.
apart
True.
because we don't understand solidarity. Learn about solidarity.
I agree.
It's not about one person. It's about all of us. It's a common agreement for a common goal. Go ahead, Tamiko.
So if I had a landing statement, I am all that I present to be.
Okay.
Teamwork makes the dream work. I am only here, I am only here um, to fulfill my purpose. And I don't take any hostages in that because I live a purpose driven life.
All right. And so I'd like to thank you, ladies, for being here tonight. I'd like to tell you this, whatever happens, breathe, smile, and let it go.
Yes.
Your time is your time. Your beat is your beat. My friends tell me all the time I cannot sing. My mother said I could, and so did my father. I believe them. And so, do what you got to do. Be who you need to be. Keep going, because we really are family. To my sisters and brothers in the struggle, stop pulling down and learn the pull up game. You got everything else, get that. Thank you for joining me. I am Annette. I want to thank Tamiko for being here with me tonight and joining in on when they pull you up, don't pull them down. I'd like to thank Italia for the work that she's doing in the community and her goals to see a better Trenton. Ladies, I adore you. I want to move with you with your podcast. Whatever I can give you, whatever I can show you, whatever I can turn you on to, I am with you in that because together we rise. I'm rising,
That's
y'all.
right. That's right. That's right.
Have a good night. I'm Annette. I'm your host. Hit the like, hit the share. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us. We'll see
Thank
you
you.
again soon. Watch
Thank
us on
you.
Wednesday.
All
Coaching you
right.
for you. Natalia,
Bye.
have at it, baby. Tamiko, do what you do.
Thank you.
Okay?
Thank
I'll see you
you.
real soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.